Hey, it's your boy DJ Wolf here. I want to talk about this story for a couple of reasons. Well, I said I just heard about it sometime last night. I'm really kind of bummed about it. Well, let me start with this. When I was a kid, especially a young child of the 60s and 70s, right? There was a lot of music that was out there. I mean, music was a big part of the soundtrack of the 60s and 70s. I mean, huge part of it. And I mean, so huge that American Bandstand was like a household name by the mid-60s. And a lot of music shows were real big back then. American Bandstand, Hullabaloo, Shindig. The 70s was Soul Train and other shows of the like. And music was a big part of a lot of people's soundtrack, especially younger people. And I grew up watching a lot of that stuff, you know. But music, it became so big that some of the acts that were some among the biggest names of the era had their own shows. You know, three of them in former animation, like the Jackson 5, the Beatles. Yes, the Beatles had their own series for 4 or 5 years on television. A lot of people don't know that. And the Osmonds. I was very heavily influenced by a lot of their music, and I have no shame in my game saying that. My wife always tells me, "Say you are a white boy in a black guy's body as far as music," because I could name off a lot of white acts as well as good black acts. For me, music personally had no color. Music had a mood, it had a feeling, it had a set of ideas, expressed ideas out to the masses, you know. And in some cases, depends on the artists, you know, like the Beatles. Beatles were heavily influenced by political and social people during that era when the music came out later on, you know, and groups of the like. So that's no wonder music influenced me. I mean, I just loved music when I was a kid. Music excited me very much so that I wanted to actually become a musician and singer myself. And I was heavily influenced by a lot of different artists. The Beatles, of course, McCartney and Lennon. I mean, come on. Michael Jackson, James Brown, Marvin Gaye, and believe it or not, of all people, David Cassidy. This is why I'm saying this, because David Cassidy, for real, was my boy. I was a big fan of his when I was about Partridge Family came out in 1970, so I was around about about 6 years old. Yeah, about 5 or 6 years old. So I love that show, man. I was huge on it, you know. I mean, and dig this, the guy's character name was my middle name. Yeah, I never revealed that to you guys. So, on that level, I had a kindred spirit, plus the fact that I actually like music. About 2 years later, I got my first guitar. And part was a result because I wanted to be a black version of him. Real talk, I really did. And the dude had a lot of charisma. He was only like 19, 20. But he is very mature. And you can see it. I thought he was older than that. But me personally, I was kind of influenced by that because the dude had it going on. Period. And I wanted to, and I said, if I ever wanted to be a musician or anything, I wanted to be just like him. I really did. Seriously. Now, the show actually itself ran 4 seasons. But he actually was so big during that. I mean, he was huge. He was huge. He was a big deal. On some respects, I could say what he did for teeny boppers in the 70s is what Elvis did for teeny boppers of the 50s. That's how big David Cassidy was. David Cassidy had one of the biggest fan clubs in America at one time. That's a known fact. I mean, he was huge. And like, wow. I was blown away by it, man, because I was like, hell, I want a person like me. I really did. You know, I wanted to be a musician. You know, I didn't have the blessed. I mean, I didn't have the good genes like he had. You know, at least I didn't think I did. But I think if I was talented enough, hey, they look past my looks to get to my.